TED Talks started with experts sharing their stories. It was people with discoveries, PhDs, cures, business leaders, bestseller books, in which they were able to profoundly captivate to the masses. I'm sure if you go to each one of these individuals, such as Brené Brown, Simon Sinek, Bill Gates, and Amy Cuddy, and ask them what they are defined by, it is not just their words. They are so much more than one piece of information presented to the world. I like to believe that I am a curious individual, yet if someone was to ask me, what are you going to share with the world? I would respond, I don't know. I'm no expert. I don't have a life story that will make your knees shake and tears roll down your face. Why should I give a talk? The world has 7.8 billion people, but as of today, there's roughly 844 million speeches online. These are talks throughout history and only represent 11% of our living population. We all have something to share. I'm sharing with you the power to learn from others. I'm going to give you two core examples. Reno is my grandfather's cousin. He was 70 years old when I spent time with him and his family in Italy. He is passionate, fierce, family-oriented, and a strong leader. Yet, he is also a master butcher. Someone who spent 60 years crafting the art. He knows more about the process than I can write down or my years on this earth. His passion for the craft is infectious, as all I wanted to do was watch. Throughout the process, instructions, words, answers were barely spoken. It was himself in the process where I learned. Reno was the textbook, video, podcast, and emotions all in one. His famous line was, "You steal secrets with your eyes and ears." I learned that to learn from others, you have to understand who you're talking to. I learned more about the art of learning than I have in a textbook from Reno. The second, a housekeeper in the Philippines, Suzy, who understood how to make people smile. It was in her emotion and love she displayed to the people around her. To this day, I vaguely remember some of the places I went, things that I saw, food that I ate, but her smile still warms me up. Connecting and sharing our stories about life, culture, passion, music, or anything else give people a way to learn. It provides me with a feeling that this world doesn't belong just to myself. It gives me inspiration to challenge narratives, build empires, survive during crises, practice resilience and compassion. Culture, race, orientation, religion, geolocation, language can all be diversity barriers put in place to stop us from connecting. We have to break down in order to discover people's stories. It is a challenge to break the barriers as if they are telling us, no, stop connecting. Yet we must share our stories because it is contagious. The perspectives we carry are individualistic, since we are experts in our stories. Yet to learn from others' perspectives provides our story with new meaning. There will always be someone smarter than us in something. There will always be someone who is struggling with something more than we are. You may be the top of something, but that doesn't mean you're the top of everything. The goal is to search for a holistic view. I truly believe that we live in a connected global world. This mindset requires us to not only look at the experts, but also the amateurs of different fields. It requires me to learn from the person who I think I have the least amount of common. It forces me to understand the life story of that person lying down on a bench with no place to sleep. Since you too live in a connected global environment, we need to do our best job of welcoming people's unique perspectives. There are better speakers than myself who explain the power of storytelling. What you need to know is that storytelling and passing on information is part of our DNA. That's why there are 64,000-year-old paintings in caves. We want to share and convey what we see, hear, and feel. I told you the story of Reno and Susan, and I shared how their story is part of my story. Now it is your turn to tell a story. That story is our gift. That story is your gift, and the moment you share it, it has the power to become a universal gift.